honestly much better than I was expecting. Oh, hey everyone, this is Joe from ActionX. Welcome back to What's on the Two. Today we're doing a special episode. We are going to be reviewing the complete first season, or season 1 of the Doom Patrol, or DC's Doom Patrol, DC Universe's Doom Patrol, whatever you want to call it. I honestly, to be completely honest with you, and I told George this, I think last year, and I keep mentioning George a lot, but he actually does play a role here. When DC Universe as a subscription service, as a streaming service, initially launched, their whole push was that they're going to make original content, and they made Titans, which was, honestly for me, it was okay. I enjoyed my time with it. But one of the episodes that actually really stood out to me, and I think that was the purpose, was the standalone Doom Patrol episode in the show. Now, coincidentally, not coincidentally, I don't know, but that episode is not connected with the show. It's apparently like, well, it's the multiverse, so it's similar actors, but the guy who plays the chief is different. Like, this guy is like, I don't know who the hell is this guy, and then in the show he becomes Timothy Dalton. So, I don't know. Anyway, so honestly, I had no expectations for Doom Patrol. I really didn't. We are at that point, if you watch any of my other content, I've talked about this before on probably Let You Talk, where we are hitting a big point in getting a lot of superhero / comic book shows, where we are just getting so many that we are descending from the C tier territory to the D tier territory, and that's where I think Doom Patrol falls. Was I honestly expecting this to be really good? Spoilers, it was really freaking good. It was great. It's probably, I'm being so bullish. I'm being so frank here. I honestly could make a case for this to be one of the best TV seasons of this year. It's really that good. It defies expectation. It really, this was, in my opinion, the Daredevil that was from Marvel Netflix. Now, that is a very hot thing to say, but I'll stand by it. Doom Patrol, I honestly, if I could rewatch it again, I would. I just don't have time to. Going into Doom Patrol, for some reason, even though I don't have the subscription service, I literally buy these on DVD because, to be completely honest, I just don't have a lot of money right now to spend on other stuff. So when it comes to that, I knew that this was a show I would check out eventually. I just never anticipated for it to be as soon as the DVD came out, because when the show started coming out on DC Universe, I was hearing a lot of great things, a lot of funny clips from that show, and it's like, this would be right up my alley. Plus, George is a big fan of the Doom Patrol from the comics, and he was really excited that new generations of fans will get to experience this incarnation and this team of misfits, problematic people, whatever you want to call them, and I was one of them. I am a big fan of Doom Patrol. I really am. From the first, and before I continue, there will be spoilers for Doom Patrol Season 1, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can you can watch it on DC Universe. You can buy the DVD, which is literally $20. That's really freaking cheap for a show. So, support the official release. Anyway, here we go. From the first episode, even the first episode hooked me in, right away. Where Titans took me a few episodes to get into, the group of things, and they always kept changing week after week, because I don't even think Titans was, 100% comfortable with what it wanted to be. But Doom Patrol knew what it wanted to be from the first episode. Between that, let's be completely honest, none of these characters, besides Cyborg, is a well-known DC character. Barely anyone knows who Crazy Jane is. Barely anyone knows who Robot Man is, Elastic Woman, the Invisible Man. No one knows. Well, no, not Invisible Man. Sorry, Negative Man. No one knows who the frack these people are. And thankfully, the actors and actresses who play these characters are able to embody them in such a unique way, where you get to see them sometimes as the actor and actress, but they do such a great job in that role that they become the definition of those characters. And I gotta say this before I get to do Brendan Fraser, I missed you so much, man. I haven't seen you since Looney Tunes Back in Action back in 2003. You killed it this show. You were the MVP. Every time you say something, it's it makes me laugh, and you did such an amazing job. I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to see you back and stuff again. I like the first episode. Like they did such a way where like honestly they could have done the standard like every character on the team gets their own origin episode and they get stretched down and filler. But the way they do it is like no, we get little snippets of their origin stories. Where the first episode it was. Jesus Christ, I already forgot about this. It's been a while since I've seen the first episode, but I do remember that like it was a very different first half. Where the second half we get to start seeing like snippets of how these characters supposedly became where they are now, and it was through the remaining season where we get more fragment, we get more hints. It's not until the last episode when we figure out how it all happened, how it all came together, and you are invested in it. And honestly, I love the way they do it. Let's go for the cast first. Timothy Dalton is the Chief. Honestly, I have never been a fan of Timothy Dalton. I only know him as James Bond from what my dad tells me, and then as Mr. Pricklepants from Toy Story. So, still making them connections. Anywho, but I think he really did a great job playing the Chief, playing this. He has multiple layers to him where it's like, as soon as you get to the last episode, you realize there are motives behind his motives. And honestly, obviously, Timothy Dalton is such a big name that honestly, yeah, it makes sense why he's only listed as a special guest. Because like, there's absolutely, like, they actually made more use out of him, like, in every episode, almost every episode, than I anticipated. Like, I thought this was going to be the whole thing, and they kept it that, but they honestly kept, like, the whole cliche, like, here's this team who doesn't really trust their leader, and their leader gets captured. It's like, they gotta go save him or her. And then, like, usually it's like, this very dragged on, like, we never get to see them until, like, the last episode, until they get to save them. Or maybe during middle of the season where it's like, we're close to saving him, then something happens. Where, while this show does have the moments where, like, is Chief really back? Then it gets taken away. But they still manage to implement him in almost every episode, where, like, we're getting his backstory, or we're getting another interpretation of the character, or we're seeing another thing about him. And they do such a great job about that. Crazy Jane. I gotta give credits to Diana Guerrero. I really hate butchering names, but I'm sorry. The fact that she had to play, well, she didn't play all of them, but like the task of playing a character with multiple personality disorder and like giving almost all of them like their own unique personalities was definitely a challenge that I think for any actor or actress would be difficult to do, because like you have to keep the main character, the character you're playing, as well as these multiple different layers of a different character. And that, honestly, I got to give her so much props for that. And they could have went a multitude of directions with her character, but I'm very satisfied where her journey went to, and I'm very curious to see where she goes next. I don't remember the actors' names for these characters, but Elastic Woman and Negative Man, great job in terms of like giving them tragic backstories, giving them glimmers of hope throughout the story, but still selling on them where they were when they ended up. But those characters were pretty cool as well. Cyborg was honestly the biggest like question mark. Like, did they just add Cyborg just to like get like, we get this big name superhero with this DT superhero, so please go see her show? Was that the reason? Probably. But honestly, the way they integrated Cyborg into the Doom Patrol, it made sense. It definitely made him feel more of like a different Cyborg. Where in the movies, like we no offense to his actor, I'm sorry for him for not him getting more into the DCEU, but we got more of that in this show, and they kept it very simple. Where like anyone who knows Cyborg's origins, they know how this happened, and they make that fairly quickly instead of like dragging a whole episode about it. And they were able to just, they made it work for some reason. We're like, again, costume assignment, to be fair, remember, this is a TV show with a TV show budget. There's absolutely no way they're going to CGI his ass in every episode. So they made a creative decision on that, and even his costume choices, like, it made sense for where he's at. Alan Tucci. Alan Tukin? I forgot. I'm sorry. I hate butchering names so much. The guy who plays Mr. Nobody. Honestly, he is the Deadpool DC, like the villainous Deadpool, and he did such a great job. Where it's like, even at this point, the writers know this is not your freaking like A B tier. Sorry about this. This isn't that. This isn't that show. This isn't that movie. So they don't care if they break the fourth wall, and that worked so well. Like every time he mentioned like like how many episodes it's been, it always cracks me up. Like, even the show is so meta. Like, even the villain is so meta. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Now, of course, having a godlike threat to be the first season's antagonist doesn't exactly, like, make things better makes things more difficult as they now getting a second season. I'll be very interesting to see how that turns out. But honestly, he did such a great job. He really did. I love him in everywhere. And this is actually his second DC project after Powerless. If anyone remembers Powerless, #Powerless was underrated. Actually, not really. It wasn't that good. Anyway, overall, the story, I'm trying to remember beats from the story. I'm going to give them credit for, like, they did so many cool things throughout the season. They got, like, I'm going to call a supernatural crossover where they got freaking Crowley, Mark Sheppard, to be in 2 episodes of the show. Now, of course, Jeremy Carver, I think, who's the showrunner of this show. I believe he showrunner a few seasons of Supernatural, so he was able to keep that, he got that actor to come back. Honestly, I haven't seen Mark Sheppard since Supernatural when his character went off, so I miss him so much. I really do. So it was so much fun to see him for like another 2 episodes of television. The Beard Master was probably my favorite character. Like, the way, like, I would be honestly down for a Beard Master spinoff. I'm really fine with that. Also, like, again, like, go back to the story structure of things. Like, they could have easily went into a different lot of directions. Like, there was an episode where they freaking took on a giant eyeball. This had nothing to do with, like, the whole, like, we gotta save the chief. It's like this random dude from Chief's past just shows up and says, like, listen, I need your freaking help. It's end of the world time. And it's like, okay. Like, it goes so random, and Flex Metallo, oh my god, that freaking character. Well, again, I feel sorry for him, but still, like, the scene in the penultimate episode was like... I'm surprised we haven't even... can we honestly talk about the scene with Brendan Fraser's ass? Can we honestly talk about that? Like, the first time I see Brendan Fraser since 2003, and it had to be his ass screwing his mate. I love this. I love it. Brendan Fraser is probably like the best part of the show. Like, his Robot Man was like, it's half the comic book character / again, I haven't read the comics, so it's like, I don't know how Robot Man is in the comics, but he's very much like the robot Brendan Fraser, and I freaking love it. I love it so much. I'm trying to think what else I could say, because I'm not usually the best in terms of, like, remembering, like, 15 episodes worth of content right here, right now. I'm really not. I'm trying to get better at it, so my apologies if, I'm a little bit like, okay, now I remember that. Right? I'm sorry if I'm jumbling over the place. I'm just still trying to collect my thoughts here. Honestly, I'm going to give them much credit for keeping a commitment to the roach running gag and the mouse running gag. They did such a great, like, even the mouse thing, like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, how the hell does a mouse pilot a robot? And, I'm trying to, no, okay. Okay, I apologize if my structure of this review makes no freaking sense. I also love the fact that we were able to get so many experimental episodes. Like, we got an episode where it's pretty much, this is the same day, except we're getting different characters' perspective of things. And also, we got an episode where literally we are going so comic booky to the point where, like, what is going on in those little white spaces? What? And also, it honestly, like, there isn't, like, the Doom Patrol's, like, second to last episode. They honestly had the balls. Like, I could have believed that was the ending, and then, like, nope, there's still more, and nope, they're just still getting screwed over. And, I'm just very, like, and honestly, I'm still remembering the scene where, when the Doom Patrol finally gets their shit together, and, like, Mr. Nobody said, oh, finally, now we can get to the good stuff in the last 2 episodes of the season. I like Danny. I love Danny as a character, even though we never got an actor for him. I think this show's it's so low tier that they were able to use that to their advantage and, like, surprise everyone with the quality of the show and, you know, the characters they were able to put into this, and they honestly made a really fun show. They really did. I can't wait for season 2. I really can't wait. I don't know. Season 2 is next year. But I won't be able to buy it till the DVD comes out, but I don't know when that's going to be. So it's going to suck for me for a little bit. Hopefully, I don't know if they started shooting already. I really don't know. But I can't wait for season 2. If it's 15 episodes again and that same quality, I am just down. We need an episode with Crowley's character to come back. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. Mark Shepard's character. We need the Beer Master to come back. There's also a lot of interesting direction they could go in a second season. There really is. But overall, in the first one, they did so much experimental stuff that it worked. But it's also going to paint them a really interesting corner. Like, how do they continue that focus going forward in the second season? Because there's still a lot of plot points left to be unanswered from season 1. But the question is, how do we keep the season 1 format going? Where it's like, expect the unexpected. Like, you think this episode is going to be, okay, we're going to make another step to find the sheep? No, it's literally Cyborg being trapped in some place called the Ant Farm. Or, no, we're going to fight a giant eyeball. Or, nope, we are going to freaking have a road trip and then have it not matter by the end of the episode. Okay, but in short, just to say, I freaking love Doom Patrol. I really do. It's a really enjoyable show. You don't even have to watch Titans. Like, this is still standalone on the standalone level that you can even have no prior knowledge of the DC world, the DC universe. You would still enjoy it. I love all the cast was amazing. Story was great. Villain was great. Everything was great. I really hate saying I hate repeating the same word, but it really was great. And I can't wait for season 2. And hopefully they will do more. Because we have enough comic book shows, superhero shows, anything after the second season. So I hope the show keeps going until it's over. Anyway, that's the point of it. My point is, my recommendation, go watch Doom Patrol Season 1. Now on DVD. Or you can stream it on DC Universe. Not an ad. Should be an ad. Please sponsor me. Don't sponsor me. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. So if you were unaware, this was What's on the Tube. I was reviewing the whole Doom Patrol's first season, very sporadically. Point is, do thumbs up on my book. If you like that, please subscribe for more. If you are a What's on the Tube fanatic, I'll be back soon. I'll be back very soon for another episode of The Rookie, and I should be back soon for more fun content. So stay tuned. I'm really tired. I'm going to go hit the sack. Literally, I'm tired. But anyway, Doom Patrol, don't sleep on it, and I'll see you guys soon.